Talal, you're holding a sign that says Hassan Hassan, martyr of the revolution. What can you say about this person?
Well, this particular individual was very well known within Yarmouk. He was very active, he was a poet, he was an actor, and he was a very well-known activist within the camp. What happened was he tried to escape in 2012, and during that period he was arrested by the Syrian regime. Afterwards, it was discovered by way of the Syrian authority letting his parents know that he was dead. Now, what happened with him and with over 350 cases of Palestinians was that he was tortured to death in the regime. An interesting aspect of this, a gruesome and interesting aspect of this, that one of the pictures, the Caesar pictures that was released, turned out to be him, and it was identified by his friends and family.
You mentioned the Caesar pictures. What are they?
Well, the Caesar pictures are thousands of pictures that were released by someone who left Syria and had taken pictures of all of these bodies of both Syrians and Palestinians that had been tortured to death. And they were recently displayed at the UN here. And so it allowed for a kind of verification that we didn't have before. A lot of people impugned our accounts when we were putting out the names and saying we verified this with their families. We have the death certificate that the Syrian authorities gave their families. A lot of people continue to cast doubt on these accounts. Now with the pictures, over 40 Palestinians have been identified within the pictures. We know that within these prisons that one of the easiest ways to go, and it's terribly gruesome, but this is one of the best ways to go, is people get body sores. And so in their final moments, in a delirious, feverish haze, you find that they'll be sitting and the meat from their bones will just fall off. That's just one of the many ways that people die in Assad prisons.
Now, let me ask a kind of broader question. Sometimes you hear from people who support Palestinians normally, they say, well, we shouldn't say anything about Assad and the government because they're under the gun of the U.S. imperialism, and, you have to put that aside, et cetera, et cetera. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's absurd. I mean, this notion that we dictate to other people who are engaged in popular uprisings, regardless of whatever proxy elements get involved, that we have the authority to tell them, well, you can't stand up against this person just because they aren't in the good grace of the U.S. is absurd, and it's hugely offensive. If your concern about Syrians is minimum, then you should take the fact that over 2,500 Palestinians have been killed by Bashar al-Assad. This alone, I think, makes it very clear that standing with Bashar al-Assad, or even being silent or neutral about it, is unacceptable. And as a Palestinian, I reject this notion, and I know that most Palestinians within Yarmouk also reject this notion, even those who speak out, as I do, against some of the crimes of the opposition.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.